Okay. First of all, I just want to say thank you, God, that I never had to live a life where my life consists of doing the things these people are involved in. This trash deserve things that is not even on this earth. I said it. What they're involved in is so disgusting, and they groom this shit. I'm sorry for using that language. They groom children to be involved in these things and normalize these things that they're involved in. And the evilness that they involved in is a evilness that's so easy to do because the technology they implement onto the test subjects are technology and weapons, I should call it, that can be done remotely. So you can do the most harmful, horrible things you can do to human being and not even be in the presence of that human being. You can be sitting in your best sweat, like in your most comfortable sweatpants, drinking your favorite coffee or your favorite drink that you want to. Comfortable, maybe throw on some show while you do that and do these horrible things to people. So not only is evil, but it's cowardly on top of that. Let me just start from the beginning. I'm a target individual. I know what I am in regard of what's happening to me. I was put in this program by my old employer, and since that me start working with them, it hasn't been the same. And I'm not talking about the current employer who's trying to make it seem like they're the one who put me in this program. I was in this program way before that. And matter of fact, on TI Day 2020, I was there speaking with other TI, making sure that I bring awareness to what's happening, that this is a thing that's happening all around the world, and men and women and children are being used and impacted by this technology. And this is destroying the life of men, women, and children all around the world. I understood that because I got to hear testimonials and start seeing things for what they truly are, not this facade and the psyop they were trying to paint in. There's a lot of trickeries and ways to create stimuli or to create a way to kind of trigger you, right? There's a lot of games played, and it's just psychological games, but I think for me, my strength is, I'm not the smartest human being. I'm not stupid, but I'm not saying I'm the smartest at the same time. In the sense that I'm thankful that I'm able to have a logical sense of mind. In the sense that I can put things in perspective the right way. I can put things see things for what they are. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm able to see reality. And I'm able to have common sense, and I guess this my smartness come from this level of smartness. With that being said, I'm not saying that I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm very far from perfect, but I know I can see things for what they are. I can see this program for what it is. These people are involved in the foulest things you can imagine, and still try to design this fantasy in their mind. As target individual, you're going to be surrounded by people who are neighbors, people who are all around you, try to break you down using this technology. This technology can do horrible things to you remotely. What happens to you is it can there's nobody here, but they can do the most painful things to me. You know, it's funny, with me, these perps are trying to create a theatrics of some sort, right? As if, you know, sometimes certain things it says like, oh, we have a knife, you're gonna be stabbed. Like, I know what you can do to me right now. It can be worse than any knife you can do to me, and nobody's around me. You can make me feel pain that cannot even be created with regular, like in person. I understand that this technology can do so much harm to you, and you cannot see anybody around you. And I know that because I've experienced some pain and nobody was around. Like, just out of nowhere, like I feel my toe just like almost. I'm like, what? Nothing. Nobody's there. I'm like, what's causing that? This technology. But on top of that, I've heard the testimonials of women get burn marks and things happen to them, and nobody's around them. So you put things in, you see that you see what they do to women, like you yourself experience. For example, my internal organs. Oh my goodness, I wonder the horrible things that's happening there. Nobody's there doing something to me. You know, sometimes we talk about the poison. It's like, listen, I know that you don't really need poison. I know you can destroy my organs right now. Because these DOD weapons, these governmental weapons can do these horrible things. And we're just test subjects. We're guinea pigs to these people. And of course, I've heard so many testimonials. At this point, it's just they all sound the same. But sometimes you just forget how bad it is. Sometimes, especially for me, when I got employed again here, by perps, of course, I don't have the time to look for more testimonials and do more research and hear about more testimonials. I listen to the things that I already saved, the same testimonials that I've already saved that were pretty, very like mainstream. I didn't go through like private people. Like I'm not searching as much as I used to. But every once in a while, I get to hear a new testimony of a woman here and there. And there's this woman, not the target individual. I think she's in Texas. She got on my YouTube because I do look up a lot of target individual, and she had the title target individual, and I start seeing some of her testimonials, and I'm sure they had something to do with that. As I'm saying that they try to counter that, but you hear the purpose. Hopefully, you can capture that. And this woman is so sad to hear her story. I gotta say, target individual who are women are the strongest. They are the strongest people. I don't understand how women can deal with this level of torment and stay strong and not lose it and do something to somebody. This woman, when I see her, I saw this video, and if you're watching, I gotta say, you give me strength. You are one strong woman that makes me feeling stronger. I mean, even just looking at her face, you see the face of broken down. And if you hear her testimonials, you know why she's breaking down. You hear this perps from next door making those campaigns, doing everything possible to stop this. Because look at this face. This is a face of somebody who's suffering. And if you hear her testimonials, man, it's nasty. And when I see this trash creating these theatrics and storylines and try to make themselves believe this, never. And listen to just a quick snippet of what's happening to her. Unfortunately, she got put in this program, and now she goes through this hell. And listen to her.
Government has the right to watch and the proper paperwork. Just walk right in and take over a hospital. And it seems that is a very real reality in a lot of capacities of the things that I faced. You just kind of just feeling some pretty general fear about my own safety, because the government's burning the private parts of my body. Sometimes it feels like a laser.
I don't know if you capture what she said at the end. She said the government is burning the private part of my body. Right? They have this sexual torture. It's always the same stuff. They target the genitals for some reason the most. Or a lot, not the most, I should say. I don't know. They use sexual torture a lot. Men, women, even children. You heard her say the government is burning the private part of my body. Nothing new here. It's the same stories. It's the same stories. Listen to this. This is the old stuff that I listened to. That when I was like more focused on looking for testimonials. What I used to listen, but this is just this woman I just heard today. But she's listen to this testimonial. You tell me if this doesn't sound super similar.
Highly involving many combinations of sensory and motor manipulation of my mind and body, and of the people around me. This includes many different types of zaps to varying degrees to the genitals, butt, anus, and the entire pelvic area. This also includes many kinds of movements, such as the rocking, swaying, jolting, vibrating, and shaking of my entire body or various body parts, specifically in a sexual way. The severe vibration is a highly noxious stimuli and is very intolerable. They sometimes do pulses or throbbing sensations on the genitals too, etc.
Now, This is the testimonial that I keep bringing up. They target the sexual part of a target individual a lot. Even me, sometimes they do this kind of weird burn. I feel like this story of this woman, I don't understand how she's strong. I don't understand how she's, like, it's just a miracle that she still have the strength. I don't know where they find the strength. I don't know. Because I would have lashed out a long time ago. I don't know. Listen, I'm not even an aggressive person. But things would have gone left for a long time ago. It's so disgusting to listen to this trash trying to counter that. It's so nasty. It's so nasty. They still try. The most disgusting, my perps, the perps around me still try to present themselves. You saw the this thumbnail, this profile of this person. You know, they tell me I'm gonna be burning. I was like, I will jump in the fire at this point. Let me just show you how disgusting it is. Because this woman said, this. I don't know if you can read this, but it says the private part of my body began being burned again. Now listen, I'm hearing this perps trying to agitate me, but I know that's what they're involved in. It's like, it's nothing new. It's just a kind of validation of things I've already said many times. They do sexual torture. They do these foul things to men, women, and children, and then play the femme fatale. Can you imagine you're involved in a program that does these things to women? And then you want to delude yourself that pay now. You're involved in this shit. You see this woman. How is she even able to still maintain? You will die. You will kill yourself in 2 seconds if going through a little bit of what she goes through. I know I couldn't, especially she has family. And I don't understand that. For me, it's just to calm down. You're gonna see a video of some next door neighbors distrust. Like, they're gonna tell me how they're gonna stab me. They're gonna frame me. It's like, at this point, I will run to it. I can't live like this and just. This woman is still trying to survive. With all this horrible, she was saying like multiple nights of her genital being burnt. For me, as fragile as I am, I think I would. No, I see my coworkers like, I'll go for it. It's like, trash you all the way, whatever you are. You see this woman here, crying and suffering, and you are here just enjoying the life that you're living and making yourself believe that you come. Look at that. I'm sorry, listen, this is just too much. Now, let me bring here where she went through her genital. Let me just bring up again this.
Government has the right to watch and the proper paperwork. Just walk right in and take over a hospital.
By the way, that's when she went to the hospital trying to get some help because she was getting burned in the genitals, and she said something. You know, she believed it's some kind of like technology that can do things remotely, right? Immediately they try to put her in some kind of like asylum, and you know, because she knows the hospitals are compromised. She didn't know that, but she everywhere she goes, she says that's like they're everywhere. It's like this thing is happening everywhere.